Welcome back, guys. In the previous video we learned about the directory structure of Laravel. In this video we're going to learn about the routes. So let's understand what are routes. So what are routes? In Laravel, all requests are mapped with the help of routes, and the basic routing routes the request to the associated controller. So what does this mean basically? So as I explained in the previous video, whenever you make an HTTP request, whenever a user lands on your project site, okay, a GET request is made, and that GET request goes to the route which actually resides in web.php. So all of the routes that are defined inside of the web.php. Okay, so let's open that. So as we have learned in the previous video, the routes reside in the routes directory inside of the web.php. So let's understand this. So this is the function that is that provided by Laravel. Okay, this method basically allows us to use the get method. This right over here, the slash means the root directory. Root directory would mean that up until your my new project.txt test. So this is the root directory. Okay, and then after that you have a function, and the job of this function is to load the view, okay, which is welcome.blade.php. If you want to load a view called welcome.blade.php which resides inside of the resources folder views and welcome.blade.php, you don't need to put blade over here. If you just mention welcome, you don't need to put the rest of it, which is blade.php. Automatically it'll understand that it needs to load the welcome view. Okay, great. So basically what's happening over here, whenever the request is made, the HTTP request is made, it is going to the route which is web.php, and this route is basically loading the view. Okay, in our case it's not home.blade, it's welcome.blade.php. This is being loaded, and inside of the welcome.blade.php you have all the HTML content that is being displayed on the front end. Okay, now so you can see that this is the request being made, get request, and then this is basically the home URL, and then this is the function which is loading welcome.blade.php. Okay, great. Now at the default route directory is your project name and then routes. Okay, and then default route file is web.php, which we have already discussed. So the basic routing happens like this, which I have just explained. This is exactly what it is. So this one right here. Okay, so this is the basic routing. Now there are route parameters also. If you want, you can pass some parameters inside of it, and then you will get the value of that parameter when you echo it out. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'm going to go ahead and take help of this. I'm going to paste it over here just below this. Let's ignore this part. Okay, so this would mean that a get request to a URL which is ID and then the ID. Okay, and this will return the ID basically, and this function you can pass an ID like this, and this will be available over here. So let's try this out. So first you need to go to your root directory, which is this, and then it's slash, and then slash, then ID. So I'll type ID over here, and then whatever ID, this could be a name, it could be anything, whatever it is, it will be available to you as an echo. Okay, so I'm going to say 5, and I'm going to return. You can see it says ID is equal to 5. So whatever information you pass it over here at this point, it could be ID, it could be name, it could be anything, and even you can write name over here. It doesn't have to be an ID. Okay, like this, and that still works, right? And you can put anything. I mean, if you can put 5, you can put Imran, my name, let's say Imran, and you can see now you have ID is equal to Imran, or you can just change it to the name over here. That's fine. So the point I'm trying to make over here, that you can pass different variables over here as a part of the get request URL. Okay, and that will be available inside of this function, which you can then pass and print that information out. You can also load a view, and you can pass this ID over here, which you will learn in the future videos. So that's fine. Okay, coming back to the next example, which is this basically named routes. Named routes are used when you are using controllers to go ahead and load the view, which you will learn in the coming videos. Don't want to confuse you, just explain that to you just yet, but you will I will explain that to you in the next videos. Okay, so you can use name and that name will be available. Okay. Then you have different examples of the routes, okay, and all of this will be clear to you in the coming videos. I don't want to explain all of this just yet because it's not the right time, but you can just have a look at it. You can have a get request of the route. Sorry, just want to refresh it. Okay, so you have get request, you can see. Then you have the post request. Post request is used when you are submitting a form with the method of post. Then you have put request. Sometimes if you want to go ahead and uh, edit something, okay, delete something, not delete but edit something, okay, then you have put request. So you need to pass hidden input with a method of put or patch, and if you want to delete something, you can pass a hidden input in the form with the method and value of delete. And then you have the resource, which actually allows you to give you all the different functions for the CRUD methods of the like index method, and then edit method, update method, destroy method, and things like that. You will learn in the upcoming videos. Then you have the options. You have redirects that allows you to redirect to another URI. Then you have match for multiple HTTP verb, and then you have any, which allows you to just redirect to any URL. Then you also have route view, which helps you load any particular view. Okay, so all of this will be clear to you in the upcoming videos. This is just a basic understanding of, basic overview of what these routes are. Great. Okay, then in the next video, guys, we'll learn about views. So see you in a bit.